evening, guys. How are you? How are you? Welcome back. This is Donna Sharp with Holistic Wellbeing. Thank you for joining me once again on day 452 of doing these lives. So delighted I'm back again here to help share and spread some insight on your current nutritional habits, just to see exactly what it is that you guys are currently doing at home. Not exactly sure, but all I'm here to do is to serve as a conduit and just offer you some insights, some little teeny tiny tips that can actually help you to progress in the right direction as it pertains to taking care of yourself. Now more than ever, because of all of the items that we're facing in this entire country, it is very, very instrumental that you guys understand that it is crucial to make sure that you're consuming the right properties in your body that's going to allow your body to fight off and rid itself of any kind of infection, any type of weak immune system, and so on and so forth. It's a little windy out here, so bear with me. Hi, Reginald. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I'm out in the great outdoors. Woo-hoo. Love it, love it, love it. But there is a high wind here, so I'm just praying that the wind effect is not gonna sound like I was on the beach several lives ago when I went out to the ocean and the waves are so strong and the breeze is blowing. Everyone was like, I can't hear you. So I told him to read my lips. So you know what? You do what you can when you can. So I wanted to get outside today because you know I love the fresh air, and this is actually my first time out today again. Yesterday I came outside the same time yesterday. Well, this is unlike what I'm actually used to. You know, my brother said to me, you are so busy and on the go, and this is a total different thing for you. My daughter came in the room and she goes, Mom, are you going to get out of the bed? And I look at her and I said, nope, I'm going to stay right here and lay down a little bit longer. So here I am. I'm out at this park. Very few people out at the park right now, which is great. I was a little concerned. I didn't want to have a whole lot of people around me. Hi, Mr. Albert. How are you? Thank you for joining. So I'm going to continue my segment on teaching you guys just little tidbits, things that you can throw in your backpack on what you can do while you're at home to combat any type of sickness and disease. As you know, or you may not know, I don't get sick. I've never really gotten sick at all. And I watch people fight different things around me, and so many times they're around me and I don't even what should I say, take on exactly what they're having, because I rebuke it always in the name of Jesus, number one. And the second thing is, I have been consistently caring for my temple for over 30 years. So a lot of the habits that I have, it's just didn't appear by osmosis. And it also comes with great discipline and also great consistency. One of the biggest keys in life that a lot of people need right now is great consistency. They start things and they stop. They start and they stop. They never know how to stay on track with things and follow it all the way through. So what I'm going to do before I get started, I did this yesterday. If you didn't get a chance to see my live yesterday, I spoke on, what did I speak on yesterday? I spoke on spinach, but I also spoke on peppermint, and I touched on the oils that I carry that are on my website, in the Vitality store on my website. And what I did yesterday was I dropped a little bit of this oil that I actually carry on my website underneath my tongue. All right, I dropped it under my tongue yesterday. And why I share the peppermint oil along with the spinach is because they have a correlation. They both are great for digestive properties. So if you're having any kind of digestive issues, that is a great way to help combat that particular circumstance that you're facing. Well, what I really like about this, guys, let me tell you what I really like about this. It is so aromatic, you know. I touched on how I take this same oil and I make tea with it. It's peppermint oil. This is the one I'm talking about today, peppermint, that I was referring to from yesterday. So I like to put it on my hand, right? And I just take a little bit and I just put it under my neck. I put it in my temple. You know, I may rub it on. I see the bees like it, so the bees are following me here. I may take it and just put it on my wrist. I'm holding onto my laptop because it's very windy out here. Put it on my wrist, rub it together. A lot of times when I have my client, the minute I reach down to give them one full stroke, they usually will pick up the scent, and it's very invigorating. It helps to get you more alert, and also at the same time it relaxes you. So the peppermint is absolutely fantastic. Why I say it's great for digestion is you can take a little drop of this in this one little teeny tiny bottle. There is 350 drops. That's how pungent this thing is. You understand me? It's not like the other oils in the market, because this one actually is cultivated off plants out in other countries. And Why I like it is because they expel it very, very, I mean, it takes a long process just to make one bottle, and that's just how pure this is. So if you ever purchase one of these oils from me, don't let anybody in your house just take the oil or a friend and start to turn it upside down and do this. You will go absolutely insane if you see that, because there's 350 drops in here. So you want to make sure that they're very cautious and very careful when it comes to just dropping a little teeny bit, one little tiny bit. Hi Antoine, how are you? Welcome. At a time, so that you don't waste it, right? But what I like about this peppermint, and Antoine can actually attest to this when we've been out together at events, I take one drop and I will drop it in some water, hot water, that I have on the table, you know, because it's great for upset stomach, great for digestion, but it's also very warming. So I would drop a little teeny bit in the water and the entire table looks up and they go, what is that? That's just how pungent this is. So excellent for digestive issues. Just great overall as far as a picker-upper. Now when people are just kind of down and out, they're wondering, how many times am I going to clean this cabinet in my house, because I'm in my house more than I am ever before. What I want to say to that is be grateful. Be grateful. There's some times you're asking for, and now you have that time, but just be wise and smart as far as how you go about it. So the peppermint oil is absolutely amazing. I spoke on that yesterday. Go back and watch the live so you can hear what I spoke on. And I also touched on the benefits of spinach. I showed you the green drink that I was drinking yesterday. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that live, guys, I'm not going to tell you what it's about. But I wanted to touch on this because I needed something nice and fresh, and I'm in the outdoors to just to give me that aroma while I'm out here at the park, right? All right, so that's the peppermint. Now, what I'm speaking on today, I'm probably going to talk on this topic now for about, I may speak on this topic about 3 or so, or maybe 4 days, because that's some music coming by here, guys. Okay, pay me no mind. So I may speak on this particular topic about 3 or 4 days, and the reason is because of the COVID-19, the number one essential benefit of this particular item I'm speaking about today, it touches on ridding the body, improving the immune system in the body, and it also increasing the uptake of your cardiovascular protection. All right. The topic is garlic. You guys are very familiar with this, but the question is, how often do you consume garlic? How often do you consume raw garlic, right? A lot of people say, oh my gosh, I can't eat no garlic because I'm going to be around my friends and they're going to run from me and it's going to come out of my pores and they're not going to want to be around me. Listen, guys, is it about your health or about your friends? That's what I want to ask you. You have to make that decision. Once you make the decision, then you know exactly what route you're going to go, whether you're going to consume this or not. So here you go. So garlic, one of the number one benefit of garlic is increasing that immune system. And if you're somebody that's sickly all the time and you're wondering, oh my gosh, can I just get past this? You get sick. You ever see those people that get sick one time? They heal for several weeks and they back sick again. Remember, a lot of times it's exactly what you're putting in your body. Now, you want to increase the garlic intake that you have. And I'm going to encourage you to increase the garlic intake in the raw form, because garlic has a lot of sulfur in it, so much that it just seeps out when the small bulbs are produced on the plant, right? So increase the uptake of your garlic. If you're doing some kind of salad, cut up some garlic in the salad. You know, don't worry about this simmering it down, because remember, anytime you add heat to a lot of these herbs and vegetables, you kill the nutritional value of that particular item. You know, a lot of you want to cook it until it's something turned upside down and it's like, oh my gosh, don't cook me no more. So a lot of times it's much better intaken at a raw sense, right? Garlic is it's low in calories, but you know, I don't speak calories. When I eat, I don't worry about how many calories I'm consuming. I know I'm nice, tall, and slim, but calories is not my concern. It's what's in the food properties that you're eating that you should be most conscious about, right? But yes, if for those of you that want to know, it's very few in calories. Garlic can also help combat a lot of sickness, such as common colds, the flu. It has a very, very high active compound called sulfur policides, and that's what I was referring to. When the bulbs grow, it's so much in there that they actually excrete out when the smaller bulbs come. All right. So it builds heat and unlocks the glutathione, and glutathione that's very important for liver detox. If many of you on the line right now, you're listening to me and you're heavy drinkers, right? You're drinking soda, which I completely forbid. I forbid the intake of any kind of carbonated beverages. That's a whole nother life, okay? So you just hear my part on this. But it has a very high compound of sulfur polysulfides. This is actually a yang mineral, and what it does, it builds heat and unlocks the glutathione in the body, which helps the liver to detox itself. If you're consuming a lot of alcoholic beverage and you're consuming a lot of things that just doesn't belong in your system, the liver holds on to that, right? So how often are you detoxing? How often are you detoxing the liver as it pertains to the amount of times that you're actually intaking food and beverages that are not good for the body, right? It has to be a balance. If you're intaking all these bad things in your system and you're not expelling it, excreting it, where does it go? You do realize that the food that you put in your body, it actually rots, right? You ever have food and you leave it out and you didn't get a chance to maybe wash out the plate or something? You ever see how that food rot and how stink that is? That's what's happening with the items in your body. And if you're not detoxing that on a regular basis, you're going to have some concerns, right? So fresh garlic is the most powerful blood thinner. A lot of you are on, I forgot what they call it. Is it Eliquis? A lot of people are on this drug I think it's Eliquis, and it's good for covering my ear because I don't want you guys to hear all that wind noise. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Eliquis is a blood thinner. People that their blood needs a chance to flow properly so that they don't incur any kind of rush to the brain, any kind of lightheadedness, any kind of heart-related issues. They put them on this drug, right? And the drug actually is supposed to thin the blood, get the blood flowing and pooling properly. You guys know how I am about medication. Not one single solitary medication goes in my mouth. I'm going to tell you this story. I've been in a few car accidents, right? They try to wipe me out, but guess what? I'm still here. I'm still ticking. So I went to a neurosurgeon once, and when I went to the doctor's office, I said to myself, this is going to be very interesting because I don't take any kind of medication. So I go in the office, and the doctor sits me down. It's like, hey, Donna, how are things going? And I said to him, Doc, I'm doing great. But I looked at him and I said, listen to me. I'm going to tell you something right now before we even start this interview session that you're about to give me, right? I said, I don't take nobody medication. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what you see on your MRI. I don't care what you see on your X-ray. I'm not taking nothing that's going to hinder the performance of my body because my body has the ability to heal itself, right? So my brethren, what does he pretend? What does he continue to do? For you guys that don't know me or know a little bit about my background, I was a college basketball player, right? I played in high school, I played in college. And so he looks at my height. First thing that grabs people's attention when they see me, he looks at my height and it's like, so tell me, did you play college basketball? And I said to him, I did. And I told him where I played. I played at Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland. And so we proceeded to have a conversation about how he can beat me in basketball. This is a 60-year-old doctor. He says this 60-year-old doc can take you out on the court. So of course at the end of the conversation I gave him an invite. I said, Doc, I'm gonna have you eat those words. So that's what the conversation turned into. It didn't even go into how, are you planning on taking this medication? What happened? We didn't even engage in any kind of conversation like that. I don't even remember if I paid a copay. But if I paid the copay, the benefit was for him. It wasn't for me because I did not earn anything from that conversation. But I say all that to say, you guys have a right in this country. You have a right to say yes or no. Now you have to make sure when you're making that decision, you have some kind of back-end. When my family members go to the hospital, they hate to see me coming because I'm right behind them. And the minute I see them pull something out, I'm questioning it. Or if they pull it out, I already know about it. And I will say to them, listen, they don't need that. They don't need that right now. So they hate to see me coming. I remember I had a doc that my mom had, and he was like, oh my gosh, here comes Monica's daughter, So you have a say in what you are going to allow to get to intake in your body. But you have to also have the knowledge and the understanding of what it is that these people are talking about. You can't tell them no, you don't want something, and it's going to very well serve the purpose from a medical standpoint, and you're telling them no, but you don't understand what it's about. So I'm going to preface that. Yes, I don't like medication, but you still have to understand why it's there. So understand that if there is other ways that you can actually combat sickness in your body, there's so many ways to do that, but you guys aren't taking the time to understand it. So hence why this is live 452. If you haven't learned anything by now, I don't know what to tell you. So garlic, one of the great properties of that is also helping to, I was on the subject of the conversation of, it's a blood thinner. So you don't want your blood to clot and pool, because a lot of times that may cause adverse effects when it comes to the brain or the flow of actually the blood flow in your carotid artery or other arteries that you have in your body, right? So it helps as far as blood thinning effects. And what it also helps to do as well is also can help reduce the blood pressure, right? It improves cholesterol. And many people right now are suffering from some form of heart disease because, again, they're out there indulging in all these fancy things, these big steaks and these big ribs. Woo! Come on, guys. It's all right to indulge every now and then, but don't go overboard, because that's when all these particular items come into play, right? And it also helps, like I said, the number one thing is boosting your immunity, so you have strong immune systems. So no matter what is happening in and around you, you're able to protect it much better. Now, I want to share this last thing with you before I leave, because like I said, I want to talk on garlic for more than just one day, because garlic is serious business. If you don't have any, you really want to go get some, all right? So clinical studies have shown that garlic also appears to kill cancer cells. I have to say appear before they get me and say, Donna, you said. Some of you guys go back and tell everybody, Donna said. And I forgot to preface this whole live. I've been doing that lately when I speak on these nutritional topics, because I want to make sure that you guys understand. Number one, I'm not a doctor. Yes, my clients call me Dr. Sharp. I'm not a doctor. I just do my research. I do my studies. I engage in things that I know is going to benefit me in the long run, right? So these items that I'm telling you, number two, are things that has worked for me and my family over the years. So I'm just sharing things that I know if you establish a better practice is going to be beneficial to you. But it actually has helped to rid the body of any kind of cancer cells. If you don't already know, many of you are walking around with cancer cells. I'm not saying that to be negative. I'm an extremely positive person. The question is, what is it that you are doing right now, your habit, that's going to allow those cancer cells to start to exacerbate itself and multiply? That is the question you want to ask yourself, all right? Antibiotic drug. I want to close with this. Antibiotic drugs do not, I repeat, do not kill viruses and are helpless against a common cold, a winter flu, and something as terrible as the swine flu. And as you very well know right now, what we're going through, the coronavirus, all right? So no matter how much antibiotic you take, all your body is doing is filtering off of what you're feeding it, so it's causing adverse effects in your body. So that's all I really wanted to talk to you about today, as if that wasn't enough. But garlic is so essential. I want you to make sure that you go to your healthy supermarket. You notice I said not just a supermarket. If any of those health food stores are open around you, I want you to go there and get some organic garlic. If you don't get the organic one, you want to make sure you wash it extremely well, because it's porous, like some of these fruits and vegetables that I've spoken on or will be speaking on. And it takes on a lot of the pesticides and herbicides that these farmers are spraying across the field when it comes to doing their farming. They're just doing their job. So it's up to you to make sure that you cleansing it properly, so that you don't ingest the properties and you're intaking even more than you expected to intake, and you're just adding misery to more misery, right? So what do you guys, I'm going to encourage you to take this live. Please share it with someone else in your circle. I don't tag anyone in my lives. I did that once and someone got upset. People get so touchy for the right reason. I don't understand, but I don't tag anyone anymore. I just do my live. I come on and I come off. It's up to you to share this with the people that are in your circle, those loved ones that you really care about, which should be all of them, and share it with them so that they can learn from this if they have no way of tapping in and listening to my live. And like I said, there's no rhyme or reason when I come on. I come on when the spirit moves me. If it's at midnight, if it's at 6 in the morning, that's when I come on. So turn on your notifications so you guys can see when I come here. I don't spoon feed anybody. I don't stroke anybody. I told you already. A lot of people in this country want you to sugar feed, want you to stroke them. And what happens when you do a lot of stroking of people, they don't learn, right? They get things come to them so easy, and they don't understand how to survive on their own. So I will never do that. I'll be doing you an injustice if I did that. So please log on to holisticwellbeing.com. Click on the About section. You'll see a short bio on myself. Oh, by the way, those pictures you see on my website, they're all been done by my beautiful daughter. She is my photographer and makeup artist, and my son is my videographer. So anytime you see anything, any work in motion, that's my two babies, right? So log on, click on the About section, read my little bio. You know, some people want to find out. I remember I had someone once, and they're probably on the line right now, that told me, who is this Donna Sharp? I'm listening to the doctor talk, and the doctor sound like she's saying the same thing Donna's saying. Does that sound familiar? So you might want to learn a little bit more about me. You know, what I mentioned, I've been there, done that. I've been trained on many things. I have all kinds of certificates because that's what I love to do. I like to fill my head with the right knowledge so that I can have the wisdom to share it back with you guys. So read the About section. Don't just read the first two lines. Read the whole thing so you can understand where I've been. Oh, by the way, guys, it looks long, but that's a very abbreviated version of my biography, just to let you know. But read it so you can see why it is that I'm on here passionately sharing things with you. It's not because I want to just be here. I could be doing something else right now. But I truly, what warms my heart is when I get feedback like I did today from someone that said, you know, Donna, I'm really learning a lot from the things that you're sharing. I don't see much of that coming through, but you guys have been watching it for 450 something days. So what would help me is if you give me some feedback and let me know how it's been helping you and your family. So I'm going to sign off here right now. I'm very delighted to be here. I'll be back again tomorrow. I want to talk a little bit more on garlic because it's such a big topic. But in the meantime, go out and get some garlic and purchase it. You never know, I might be in the kitchen the next time showing you how to prepare a dish that will help you and your family to help to boost your immune system. So my name is Donna. It's so lovely to be here. It's just a fantastic day in Florida. I want you to remember, safety first, protect yourself. Don't be afraid with looking crazy when you're going out to the stores. Protect yourself because you're worth it and your family is also worth it as well. So until tomorrow, I love you guys. Mr. Albert, it's a pleasure to see you again. Reginald, it's such a pleasure to see you. Erica, thank you for joining us, but we're about to sign off. Let's see who else is on here. And if anyone else, hi Kim, if anyone, Antoine, great to see you. If anyone else signs on later, please type replay in the box and watch the live all the way through. You guys are very short-spanned. You watch 2 seconds and you come off. The important things last a little longer. I'm just here to tell you, all right? So type replay. But outside of that, I will see you guys again tomorrow. I love you. And until then, be well and stay safe. Ciao. Have a great evening.